how to get out of the entrepreneurial funk. I don't know if you've ever had those days where you kind of felt depressed, right? But you wouldn't call it that, or maybe you just didn't feel like yourself, or you couldn't figure out how to get back into your groove, or whatever it is. I want to share with you guys that I believe that entrepreneurs go through mild forms of depression or funks all the time, and we don't even know it, right? So when I was building Spheric, I got to a point where things were crazy. It was 2 years in, the company was growing like crazy, but when I looked at essentially my capacity and my team and the business that I had, there was a huge gap between what I needed in sales and what my team was capable of doing, and I was depressed. I was bummed. I didn't even know what it was called. And, I went down this kind of path of learning more about it. I discovered, a great guy named Cameron Harold who talked about this thing called the entrepreneurial roller coaster. He talks about going from uninformed optimism to informed pessimism, like this crazy curve of emotion. And it can happen to you all the time. I mean, another example I learned about was the entrepreneurial pendulum, where you swing from exclamation mark, take over the world, this is my destiny, all the way over to question mark, which is, what am I doing with my life? Is this going to even work? And am I going to fail? And I share that with you because it doesn't matter where you're in that kind of mode, that roller coaster, that swing. I'm going to share with you guys 4 strategies that help you get out of it. And it's really important. So the first one is to create a list of your accomplishments. I think every person in the world should be doing this. And it's really as simple. I use Evernote. You can write it down on a piece of paper and carry it in your wallet, but it's things that you are proud of for yourself. Other people have remarked about you, accomplishments, whatever they are. Maybe it's, being a father. Maybe it's finishing a half marathon. Maybe it's, doing a CrossFit workout RX. Whatever it is for you, make that list. It could be personal, professional, it doesn't matter. Anytime you've ever scared yourself and you pushed on forward and you accomplished it, add it to the list. Making that list of accomplishment and reviewing it whenever you're feeling this way, it'll just help you remind you how incredible you are. And that to me is the big thing. I think we forget about how amazing we've been so far in our lives and the challenges and all the things we've had to overcome. Every one of us have that, and I know you have it, so make that list. That's the first step. The second one is reconnect with your why. When you started the company, there was a reason. Right? There was a purpose. What was that reason? Maybe it was to create a better future for your family. Maybe it was to prove people wrong that always doubted you in your past. Maybe it was to serve a customer that really needed your solution. It didn't exist in the market. Whatever your why is, revisit it, talk about it, think about it. Reconnect with that excitement, that spark that you had when you first started your business. So that's the second tip to help you get out of a funk. The third one is to list things you're grateful for. And when I recommend this, it's not just like high level, like I'm grateful for, having coffee or, grateful for my family. I'm talking about the mundane. I think we forget that in a blink of a second, all of us can lose the ability to walk. We can all fall ill. We can all, lose a loved one, whatever it is. And I just think, just sitting down and thinking about sometimes I'm grateful for the fact that I live in a country where I can even build a business, because there's places in the world where that's not true, right? Have you ever thought of that one? Have you ever thought that, if you've got health in your life, vitality, if you've got friends that support you, those are all incredible things to be grateful for. So that's the third one, is just sitting down and making that list. Because here's what I know. When you're grateful, when you're in that feeling, that emotion, that state, you can't be sad, you can't be frustrated, you can't be angry, you can't be fearful. So the power of gratitude is so important. It's something I practice every morning, but if you're ever feeling in that funk, you've got the blues, sit down and make that list. And the fourth one, which I think is a no-brainer, you should just stop watching this video if you're feeling this way and go do it, is exercise. And I don't care if it's, a 15-minute walk outside or, dropping out of your desk and doing some push-ups, whatever it is. I just think, that there's a reason why as humans we used to roam the earth, we used to move way more than we do today. We live a very sedentary life, and exercise is probably one of the fastest ways that you can just shift your attitude and get out of it. So if you've been avoiding the gym, or haven't returned that call to your running partner, I'm going to challenge you right now to pick up the phone and get doing on that. But that is the fourth step, is exercise. So real quick, create a list of your achievements. Review your why. Why did you start this business in the first way? The third one is list the things that you're grateful for, and do that every day, honestly. And then the fourth is exercise. Get out there, get the sweat. I always say that sweat is your fat crying. Do that for you. And if you know there's somebody that needs to watch this video, feel free to share with them. Subscribe to my newsletter. It's right up there. Just click the link, subscribe there. And as per usual, I want to challenge you to live a bigger life and a bigger business. I'll see you next Monday.